YouTube, what's good? YouTube, what is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy, one more time, Dedrick L. Hicks Jr., and we are indeed back with yet another weekly fragrance rotation video. Okay, so my Smell Good family, hopefully you guys are great, good, anything that has anything to do with positivity. I hope you guys are enjoying that out there, okay? So, like I said, we're back for another weekly rotations video. I'm gonna cover every fragrance that I wore this past week. This is covering the week of October the 30th. See, I'm learning. I'm knowing what the date is before I press record now, okay? Don't hold me to that the next week. I might have to go check the calendar again, but this is every fragrance that I wore during the week of October the 30th. So, chill week for me this week. Very chill. I took the week off from work. I had vacation off from work, and I was just kind of moving and kind of doing a lot of things actually. These fragrances complemented that. Where I am in Jacksonville, Florida, the temperatures were back up, except for one day in particular, and then we'll get into that. But we were dealing with some cool, some deep, pretty comfortable mornings, and it got warmer in the afternoon, and then slightly cooler evenings here. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's kick it off with Sunday. All right, this is my last day of work before vacation started. I had been itching to wear this. I had been on my mind, and I went ahead and pulled the trigger, and I'm glad that I did. From the house of Mancera, okay, we have the overly popular Cedrat Boisé. All right, so this one right here is my favorite from the line. And every time I smell it, man, it just reminds me of that. You get these citruses and these fruits and this slight leather and some slight woods in here as well. There's conversation of this being like Creed Aventus. It's not like Creed Aventus. In the initial opening, you might get a second or two where it might take you there, but then that quickly goes away. This is an ultra versatile scent. For me, it performs really well on my skin. I get about 8 to 9 hours of very good performance. And there's been debate about the magnetic caps and the twist off cap. So I have the twist off cap, and I guess these are allegedly, I don't know. These are the stronger formulated bottles. I don't even know if that's true, but that's just a conversation. And I'm saying that to say don't let that deter you if you're trying to get your bottle of Cedrat Boisé, magnetic cap or not. It doesn't matter. All right, so on Sunday, to finish out my work week going into my vacation, we went with Mancera's Cedrat Boisé. All right, get that in focus down. All right, next up on Monday. Monday was cool, man. It was the start of the vacation. If you on vacation for work, how you're, you're just ultra excited. So I went bowling on Monday and just kind of vibed out and chilled throughout the most of the day. And I went with a fragrance that was fitting for the weather. Like I said, it was around 70 degrees, 73, 74. And I pulled this one out. Hadn't worn it in a while, and I'm glad I got reminded how good it is. From the house of Armaf. All right, we went with Club de Nuits Sillage. All right, I know a lot of y'all out there thought I was gonna pull out Intense Man, but I didn't. All right, so this is inspired by fragrance from Creed's Silver Mountain Water, okay? And this is a real good one. And I've said it on this channel before, and I'm not gonna bite my tongue ever about it. I prefer this over the Creed Silver Mountain Water. Now, the quality of Silver Mountain Water, is it better than the quality of Armaf Sillage? Yeah, it is. But what this fragrance provides, it's not as soft as the Silver Mountain Water. The violet leaf and the black currant and the floral undertone really gives this thing some bodies, some punch, a little bit more punch than the Silver Mountain Water does. And not to say nothing about Silver Mountain Water, because it is a very good fragrance, but I just prefer this one. It performs a little bit better. It works well off my skin, and it's a really good performer, man. I get around 8 to 9 hours with this as well. When I've worn Silver Mountain Water, I get around that 5 to 6 hour range, and I'm not a light sprayer. I usually spray pretty decent, and but this one right here, I just overly enjoy it, and I always look to this one before the Creed's Silver Mountain Water, just my opinion. All right, so on Monday, at the bowling alley and beyond, we went with Creed's Club de Nuits Sillage. Really like this stuff. Really like it. All right, moving along to Tuesday, another chill day on Tuesday. Most of these fragrances are all chill. All right, that's just the kind of mood and vibe that I was in. On Tuesday, I had to get up and run some errands and just kind of fly around a little bit before I got back to the house and just kind of chilled out from the house of Yves Saint Laurent. Yeah, we have a YSL-Y, the EDT 2022 version. 2022 version of YSL-Y EDT. Man, I've worn this a couple of times. And I think it's 2016, 2018. Can't really think of it right now, but the original version that came out, I was saying that I was always going to hold true to that one being the better out of the two, but I don't know. This one is making me have some conversation, and it's really because the opening of this thing is it's very attractive, and then in the dry down, that vanilla starting to creep out a little bit more. They added vanilla to the base of this thing comparably to the first one that came out, but this one is good. It's an excellent performer. I don't know what they did to boost the performance in this thing, but no lie to y'all, man, I found myself around, let's put it like this, I sprayed this around like 10 o'clock that morning, and then I was getting ready to take my shower for the night. It was around like 9, maybe going on 10 o'clock, and I was walking and I just caught a whiff of myself, a waft of myself, and I was like, wow. So I went to go smelling my skin. It was still there. It was still there. It was still on my chest because I sprayed 2 sprays on my chest, and it was still there. So this is an excellent performer, and I'm gonna spend a little bit more time with this just to see if this has a chance to jump the original formulation of this one. All right, so on Tuesday from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, all right, we have YSL-Y EDT 2022. All right, that whole Y line is just a classic. All right, up next, we kind of switched the tone up a little bit. Wednesday, I had nothing to do. Nothing. I did a lot of recording on Wednesday, a lot of editing. I was really chilling. The only time I really left the house is to go to the grocery store, and I went to the gym, the grocery store, and then I was back home. I was back home, and I haven't worn this in a while, and I'm glad that I got familiarized with it once again from the house of Abercrombie & Fitch. All right, we have First Instinct together. Excuse me. We have First Instinct Extreme. Now this one is, I remember last year was really sought after in the fragrance community, at least around my circles. And I was in my local Ross and it popped back up. They're everywhere again after talks of it being a limited edition or something like that, and it went away. And now everybody was trying to grab this one. So I grabbed me a backup bottle. Yes, I grabbed me a backup bottle of this for 19 bucks. This is an Eau de Parfum concentration, all right? This is the only EDP concentration from the First Instinct line, and it's has a complex note breakdown. You have some violet leaf, some coconut milk, a star fruit note is in here as well. You have some musk, some sandalwood. Don't sleep on this. If y'all find this in the rack stores, grab it. Do not sleep on this for sure. This is an average performer, but above average from the all the rest from the line, which hold around that 5 to 6 hours. But this one right here, I got around that 7 to 8 hour mark, and it smells really good, man. So I'm going to be keeping this in a frequent rotation just to get more familiar with it, because I've only worn this. I've had this for a year now, and I've only worn it twice. All right, so wearing it that third time, which was this past week, it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I love the whole First Instinct line. It's a great cheapy line. Fragrances that smell good. They are very situational for running errands and going to the gym and maybe just lounging around the crib. But this one is a little bit different. So if you see this one, grab it. I would really recommend this one if you're into that not tropical but fruity, musky, kind of sweet, slight woodsy type of style of a fragrance. Looking at this one on Thursday, on Wednesday for me. Glad I was able to spend some time with this. We went with the Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Extreme. Yeah, got me a backup bottle, man. My local Ross, man. I'm glad that I did. All right, moving along to Thursday, we went with Old Faithful. I was just in the mood for my favorite fragrance, I think ever. But right now, I think this is just number one. It's been number one, right there with that Creed Aventus DNA. This is over that from the house of Chanel. We went on Bleu de Chanel, the EDP. I said I was gonna run through this bottle. before the year is out. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. I don't know if y'all can see the juice floating around now. We're more than halfway through. It's not that much. What is it, like, 6 weeks or 7 or 8 weeks left in the year? I don't think I'm gonna make it, but I'm sure gonna try. All right, but this is just a versatile Swiss Army knife of the highest order. On Thursday, I had to make some more runs. I went on some errands. I just had to do a few things getting out of the house before I got back to the crib, and I went with this. It just smells so good. So many different complex notes that are in this. The base of the DNA is just elite. There's an incense notes in here, especially when this thing gets to the mid to the dry down. You got the fruits, you got the woods. This is just a classic. Even though I love this one very much so, and this is one I would grab when I'm dealing with a versatile situation. The Parfum is still my favorite from the group, but this one right here is just a Swiss Army knife. I grab this more than the EDT. And I love the EDT. I love the whole line, but this stuff is really, really good. So on Thursday, to run around and get some stuff done before getting back to the crib, we went with Chanel's, Bleu de Chanel's EDP, excuse me, Eau de Parfum. A classic. Every man should have a bottle of Bleu de Chanel. Every man should have a bottle of Bleu de Chanel. I don't care what the concentration is. This is just my opinion. All right, on Friday morning, woke up, barbershop time. And I guess it had rained the night before, and when I woke up, it was around like 57 degrees. I get up and I take my son to school, and I was like, man, it feels kind of cool in the house. Is it cooler outside? So absolutely it was. So instead of going with the Intense Man, I told y'all this a few weeks ago, when I get the weather opportunity, I'm gonna wear this DNA. And we went with this on Friday. All right, on Friday from the house of Al Haramain. All right, we went with Detour Noir. This is inspired by, fragrance from Parfums de Marly's Layton. And I will say this real quick. I've had this bottle for about 3 weeks. And in 3 weeks' time, this thing has macerated even more than when I first got it. It's a little bit more richer. It's a little bit more bolder. The vanilla and the spices are really kicking up. When I wore this on Friday, I got to the barbershop and I only sprayed 4 sprays. It was real quick, promise you. 2 to the neck, and I put 2 on my shirt, on my hoodie, and I just went out the door. And I got to the barbershop. My barber, shout out to my guy Larry, the American Brazilian. He said, man, that smells really good. What is that? Like, he was wanting to know what it is. You know what I mean? So that Parfums de Marly Layton DNA displayed in this Detour Noir is excellent. Now, if you can get this, get it. If you're enamored with Layton and you can't quite afford it or don't want to spend the money on it, that's cool. You have options, and this is an option. This stuff is fantastic. On Friday morning, we went with from the house of Al Haramain. Well, on Friday throughout the whole day, because I reapplied later on, I think, like 7 hours. I think going into the evening, I reapplied this thing. And this stuff was really good. Al Haramain's Detour Noir. All right, and last but not least, on Saturday, pretty busy day for me on Saturday. I got up and I went to a men's conference. And I got some great opportunities to get some dope insight and information, and just got some, just being around some good energy around other men, you know what I mean, and just sharing things and conversating things, sports and marriage and finance and just all that. It was just great to be in that atmosphere, and I had a really, really good time, and this is the fragrance that I went with, man, and it suited it, man. It suited. And then the funny thing is, quite a few guys picked up my scent. I picked up a few of the other fellas' scents that was there as well, so we got a chance to talk fragrance, all right? But on Saturday, from the house of Givenchy, we went with Givenchy Gentleman EDT 2017. An underrated, unappreciated gem. That's right. I see no one talking about this fragrance. Literally, the only person I really see talking about this from time to time is my guy Gerard George. Shout out to him. Subscribe to his channel. Great fragrance reviewer. He's the only one I really see talk about this on a regular, and that's cool. More for me and more for us, if that's what you guys want to get into. This stuff is sexy. It is sophisticated. It is unique to me with the blend of the pear and the pineapple, the iris, some sandalwood. In here, this stuff is just nice, man. It's very versatile scent. You can really wear this really any time of year, but especially in an indoor setting where you're going to something, to maybe like an event, like a conference or anything like that. This is very, very good for that type of situation, and it paid dividends. I wore through the rest of the day. Later on that afternoon, me and my son got together. We went and hung out, did a little shopping, went and got something to eat, and I just reapplied this, man. It was just all good for this on Saturday from the house of Givenchy, or Givenchy, or Givenchy. We went with Givenchy's Gentleman's EDT 2017. All right, man, so that's going to wrap up this week's weekly rotation. Let me know down below what you guys wore. Let me know down below what was your fragrance choices of the week. Did you wear any of these? What are the coincidences do you have? Any of these? What's your thoughts on these? Do you have any questions? Whatever it is, meet me down below in the comments. And if you would like to be the next member of the Smell Good family, appreciate you. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video, and meet me down in the comments so we can talk about what you love and what I love, and that is the art of fragrance. All right, so on the road to 3,000, thank you all for all y'all support, all your love. I really, really appreciate y'all. All right, so y'all know what to do. It's that time of year. And what is it that you need to do? That's right, splacker up. It's splacker season. Come on, get with it.